Hey guys, so what I want to talk about in this video is a term that you might hear from time to time when, um, in particular, talking about seasoning cast iron, and it's the term porous, cast iron being porous, okay? And I want to begin by saying that I'm not trying to put anybody down or make fun of anybody or criticize anybody for using this term, okay? But I want to approach it from my standpoint and why I want to dispute this term porous, okay? Because it prevented me for a long time from using chemicals on my cast iron to clean my cast iron. Okay, and I would really love it if someone who has a metallurgical background or degree or whatever would chime in on this and validate what I'm about to say or invalidate it. And if you invalidate it, I'll take this video down. Okay, to my knowledge, and I don't have a metallurgical degree, cast iron is not porous. It is not like your skin when you go to the sauna and your pores open up and and you bake in the steam. Cast iron is not like that, okay? Cast iron does not have pores. It does not act like a sponge and absorb chemicals into the iron, okay? To my knowledge, the only thing that can eat into a piece of iron and leach a piece of iron is rust. Okay, rust can destroy a piece of cast iron. A piece of cast iron can get so rusty that it's leached into the iron, and it's virtually impossible to get the rust out of the iron because then it's like a worm. It's born into wood. You know, the rust is bored into the iron to a degree that it's basically it's gone. It's a gone piece of iron. So even though many pieces of cast iron that have rust on it can be restored, there are some pieces that are goners, and you just have to scrap that piece of iron. But certainly, for me, I try to restore every piece of iron, no matter what the condition is, and only give up the ghost if I'm utterly defeated. But yeah, cast iron is not porous. And I want to say that because you can use chemicals, in particular lye, to strip uh, a piece of cast iron, to strip the carbon buildup on a piece of cast iron, and it is safe, okay, to do that. It's safe for you to consume foods cooked on a piece of cast iron that has had lye used on it to strip the buildup off of it, okay? It is safe to do this, okay? If it weren't safe, I wouldn't be on this video talking to you because I have stripped many pieces of cast iron and subsequently cooked on that cast iron after cleaning it and seasoning it, neutralizing the lye. That's the main thing about lye, is you want to neutralize it. I've never tried to season a piece of cast iron right out of my lye bath. I've heard it doesn't work. I haven't even tried. So when I pull a piece of cast iron out of my lye bath that's been soaking, I've soaked pieces of iron for weeks in my lye bath, and when I pull them out, I neutralize them with a mix of vinegar and water to neutralize the lye, and then I thoroughly wash that piece of cast iron, dry it off, and then season it up. Okay, so my point in this video is, if cast iron truly was porous, then there wouldn't be a way to get these chemicals off the iron, out of the iron, right? So again, I would love it if someone out there who has a background in metallurgy, metals, the study of metals, in particular iron and cast iron, would weigh in on this and give their thoughts. But to my knowledge, cast iron is not porous. Why do you heat up iron? Well, you're heating up the iron when you're seasoning. You're heating up the iron to make it receptive. Best way I know to explain it, receptive to the oil, to receive the oil within the microscopic grooves of the cast iron so that it adheres to the iron long enough for you to raise that piece of cast iron and that oil, in particular the oil above the smoke point, to polymerize that layer of oil onto the iron, which then begins the seasoning on the cast iron pan that you're restoring, or Dutch oven, or whatever it is. Okay? So, I'm here to say that cast iron is not porous, and I would love to see, um, you know, if it's not, if it is porous, I want to see scientific proof that it is porous. But to my knowledge, cast iron is not porous in the way that people describe it being porous that I've seen. So it is safe to use chemicals on your cast iron to strip them down, get them back down to raw iron, so that then you can clean them up and reseason them and bring them back into service. Okay? So, might be splitting a little bit of hairs here. I get that. But I do want to touch on this term that you'll hear people throw out about cast iron being porous. Okay? So if you have any questions, if you have a background in metallurgy, please comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. All right? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.